11:16 now, and Betsy promised no bad news in the weather department. Huh?
Let's keep it all relative, all right? It's still January.
Okay.
We know how this goes, but I mean, you know, polar vortex, major snow, not in the offing. We're going to do the roller coaster ride, actually. If we're doing the whole Cedar Point thing, we might as well go with it. As far as what's happening outside right now, we are still dealing with some scattered flurries. Not all of this is showing up on the radar. Popped out for dinner earlier, and it's just that really tiny, wet kind of flurry that's happening. But we're starting to get some streamers coming in off of the lake. Now, keep in mind, I know we've been saying that the lake is iced over, but this is a classic case of the idea that there's still lake effect that takes place when the ice is there. And that's because the ice shifts, there's open areas, and then also because there's still water vapor getting through that ice. So we do have a little bit of a lake effect streamer coming in right around Lorain, moving over toward Avon, and then you skip right down toward Westlake, over toward Rocky River, Fairview Park getting in on that action, Middleburg, and then you get down into parts of Parma too. It's probably not going to add up to much of anything, but more notably, it's just the fact that we have something to look at the radar. And then we also have some light flurries going on in the more traditional snow belt areas out to the east. It is breezy though. You may be hearing the wind whipping out there. Wind gusts have come down. We were seeing wind gusts 30 to 45 miles per hour earlier this evening. Ashtabula clocked in a couple gusts over 40, but the wind gusts are still anywhere from 20 to 30, sustained winds 15 to 25 or so, and these wind speeds will subside tonight. Now, of course, the wind speed has a huge impact on how it feels, and even though it's right around freezing, it feels like it's in the teens and low 20s across a good part of the area. So just something to keep in mind. We've been doing this drill for a month now, and no big surprise there, but you definitely will need to stock up on your jacket once again as just to head out in the morning. I mentioned earlier the pinks, the purples off to the north. That's the good news, and we're really not expecting anything as far as major cold pushes coming yet. It looks like down in the offing. Maybe next month we could get stuck back in that cold stuff. But for right now, it's just clouds, kind of dreary. But I think tomorrow we may be able to get some sun peaks in here as what's left of these snow showers just diminish to just isolated flurries for the day tomorrow. Here is a look then at your hour-by-hour forecast, and you can see how our flurry chances tonight fade. Morning temperatures will be in the mid and upper 20s, and I think for the most part tomorrow, temperatures are going to be holding relatively steady. 7 a.m. will be in the mid-20s. Mostly cloudy skies. By 8 a.m. we're still kind of stuck. And once we move toward 10, 11, 12, you can see the temperatures jump to about 30 degrees, and then that's where they hold as we go through a good part of the afternoon. We could pick up those random flurry chances, but again, it does not look like we are going to end up with any accumulation of anything appreciable anyway. Universal Windows Direct 7-day forecast has a sun peaks tomorrow, maybe a flurry. Temps about 30 or so. I think most of us will get stuck in the upper 20s, so we'll say 25 to 30. 37 for Thursday with mostly sunny skies. 50s make a return on Friday. This is, we're going up the very, very, very long hill on the Millennium. But then we start to come down the hill as we get into Saturday, and then especially Sunday and into next week. We go from rain back to that rain-snow mix, and then eventually snow chances on Monday. So it's kind of like a repeat performance of exactly what we've been going through, just not quite the 62 to 30 that we're dealing with today.
Those days, I think, make it a little easier to ride the rest of the ride. I think.
Yesterday was so fun. I got a high five at the store. That's how good yesterday was. Usually the high five is missing 4 digits, and it's the outer digits that are missing, but it was a full-on high five of happiness.
Gosh, it's tough being Betsy Clem.
That's right.